morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family of the Marines of Alvin Company. Welcome to today's Family Day celebration. We're going to bring the Marines in here, kick them out on 5 hours of well-deserved liberty. Whenever I'm describing this event to my friends and family back home, to me this event is kind of part graduation, part football pep rally, and part patriotic celebration. And really what makes it is y'all. The folks here that you've driven, in a lot of cases, halfway across the country to be down here. I really appreciate the sacrifice, and you really make this make the day event special. So on behalf of Premier Phil Padilla, again, welcome and thank you for coming. Okay, what we're going to do here this morning is in about 20 minutes, your Marines, I'm going to be done talking, and your Marines are going to march through that big garage door on the left. We're going to hold a brief ceremony, and we're going to kick them out of here. In the meantime, when they get in here, they get dismissed, they're going to have a million stories they're going to want to tell you. They're going to want to tell you about all their experiences they had over the last 12 weeks. My job is hopefully to be able to put some of those stories in context and to explain to you a little bit about what they've been through. After I do that, I'll talk a little bit about what's next for them once they graduate. Finally, I'll do a quick review of the schedule, and then I'll get out of the way because I know you didn't come here to hear me talk. You came here to see your Marines. So without further ado, this is our mission, recruit training mission, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let you look at it for a second, but really the key point here is our job is to make Marines. We take that patriotic young man that you sent us, instill him in core values, train him up, and turn him out the door to basically train the Marine. But it all starts here with our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And these core values are not just bumper stickers for Marines. These core values form the foundation of how we expect them to live their lives as U.S. Marines. And they're not just applicable here at recruit training. These core values are applicable here, whether they're home on leave, whether they're at their first duty station, or whether they're forward deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan. Again, these form the kind of rules of the road and how we expect our Marines to conduct themselves. Training here at Paris Island is broken into 3 phases. The first phase, I would suspect most of your Marines are going to tell you, first phase was the most challenging for them. They brought in here, and it's kind of the shock of transitioning from civilian sector into the Marine Corps, going from a lot of personal freedoms to very little. Going from being able to kind of do whatever you want to being told to do everything. It's where a lot of our physical fitness is. They do swim qualification. It's where we introduce those core values. The second phase of recruit training is where we begin introducing a little bit of the teamwork concepts and also build on those core values that we introduced. Also during the second phase, they spend 2 weeks out at the rifle range where they learn how to qualify on the M16A2 service rifle. Finally, our third phase of recruit training is where we really bring the team together. And then we test and evaluate those core values throughout that phase, particularly an event called the Crucible. Now, I guarantee you your Marines are going to have stories about the Crucible. It's an event that takes a little more than 2 days, and it's extremely physically demanding. There's a lot of hiking, there's a lot of marching around, there's a lot of physical challenges, and they have to do problem solving throughout the 2 days. They test their teamwork and evaluate whether or not they're able to apply those core values. Of interest, the drill instructors move from kind of the traditional role that you would expect to see, where they're correcting the Marines and everything they do, into more of a coach and mentor. And then it culminates with what we call an emblem ceremony, where they receive their Eagle Globe and Anchor for the first time right out here. You might have noticed the Iwo Jima statue just off the Petros parade deck. That's where they receive their Eagle Globe and Anchor, and they're referred to as U.S. Marine for the first time. Now, although you've probably never seen those 3 slides before, I guarantee you already knew what the 3 phases of recruit training. And the reason I know this is from the letters that your Marines sent home over the last 12 weeks. Here's what just by a show of hands, how many of you got a letter like this during first phase? Dear Mom and Dad, you were right, I was wrong, I don't know what I was thinking, just get me out of here. I promise I will never bring up the subject of leaving home again until after my 45th birthday. A couple hands over here, some of you got letters like that. There's one over here. That's a first phase letter. They're disoriented, they're trying to figure things out. Second phase, part of the letter sounded something like this. Dear Mom and Dad, recruit training is really challenging, but I'm starting to figure it out. We've got a good platoon. Our DIs are really tough on us, but they're fair, and I'm looking forward to going out in the rifle range. And, weirdly enough, I'm actually kind of enjoying myself here. I'm having some fun. That sounds like a second phase letter to me. A third phase letter is probably pretty short to the point. Dear Mom and Dad, we got the best drill instructors in the company. We got the best platoon in the company. We're getting ready to go out and take final drill, and the only thing left is the crucible. Can't wait to see you at graduation. That's typically a third phase letter right there. Okay, graduation requirements. Not everyone who stood on the legendary yellow footprints that the Marines ran over this morning is going to walk through that hatch. We've got graduation requirements. They're black and white. Either you have to gear, you make these graduation requirements, or you do not become a U.S. Marines. That's something. Of note, many of these graduation requirements are going to be things that your Marines are going to have to do either semi-annually or annually once he gets out of the operating courses. The end result, what you see on this slide right here. Of interest, you'll notice nowhere in this verbiage do we talk about the ability to fire a weapon or the ability to swim or jump over tall buildings or anything like that. It's basically understanding what it means to be a Marine, understanding what it means, the ethos of being a United States Marine. That's what we do down here in the 12 weeks during the POI. Okay, a little bit about the men that were probably the biggest role models for your young Marines over the last 12 weeks, and that's our drill instructors. As the slide says up there, selected throughout the Marine Corps, all of them volunteered, and then they were screened to determine if they had what it takes to come down here and do one of our two most fundamental missions. Our commandant says our job is to make Marines and to win battles. We're down here, we're in the business of making Marines, and all those drill instructors said, hey, I'll come down here and I'll deal with work weeks that run in excess of 100 hours a week. I'll deal with the heat, I'll deal with the bugs, I'll deal with the frustration, because I think this mission is so important. It's an exceptional group of Marines. I've been a Marine 18 years, and I have not seen a more dedicated or professional group. This morning we're going to introduce the drill instructors to you. When you come out and you get your initial hugs in with your Marine, I would encourage you to go up and talk to those DIs. I think you'll be pretty impressed, and we'll also give you an opportunity to do it tomorrow after the graduation. Okay, what's next for your Marine? They're going to punch out of here and go roughly a week and a half of what we call boot leave. Gives them a chance to kind of decompress from the challenges here of recruit training, and then get ready for that next step. Now, we always say, hey, a Marine is on duty 24/7, and they can do some things to better themselves while they're home. They can go and talk to their friends, and if they give a quality referral to their recruit, they'll be eligible for meritorious promotion to rank of private first class. If they provide 2 quality referrals to their recruiter, they'll be eligible for promotion to the rank of lance corporal. Now, there's one thing you may not be aware of. We have a money-back guarantee here at Paris Hunt. So I would encourage you all to try this while your Marine is home on boot leave. Go into his room about 4 a.m. Just flip on the lights, leave. Go back. Go back to sleep. Get up when you normally get up. If by the time your Marine, if by the time you wake up, your Marine hasn't gotten out of bed, showered, shaved, made his bed, cleaned his room, mowed the yard, cleaned the house, and made breakfast for you, I would encourage you, please sit him right back down here. Right back here.
You got that on video, right? Okay, good.
I'm always a bit scared when I say that one of these things, because I'm waiting for parents to send somebody back out here one day and say, hey, you saved money back. Here it is. You're not ready. And seriously, so there are some things we do need your help with while your Marines are home on leave. You see on this slide, there are some things that your Marine just has not done over the last 3 months, not the least of which is stay up late, operate a motor vehicle, or consume alcohol, or use tobacco products. You see the statistic at the bottom of the slide about motorcycle fatalities. It's something that the senior leadership of our Corps is gravely concerned with. We lose far too many Marines every year due to, in a lot of cases, single vehicle accidents. Marines who think they're bulletproof get on a motorcycle and are going 100 miles an hour and wind up